Hello, everybody. What's up? It's your mistress, the Queen of Lions. Welcome back to another episode of Shadows and Pretties. Now we're at episode 76. Today, I am going to be talking about a certain animated series that I'm sure most of us, watched it, as a young kid growing up. But you could also remember, when you were a kid, maybe in the 90s and even the early 2000s. And so you probably remember, going to your classroom and you would basically watch well magic this show when you were a young kid, and that is called the Magic School Bus. Obviously, this is actually a very entertaining show. It started airing episodes from 1994 to 1997, and the series received critical acclaim for its celebrity voice uses, such as, you could definitely say certain people combine entertainment with educational series, broadcasting, and cable. Writer explained the show among itself as the highest rated PBS show for school aged children in 1997. So, of course, it was first Nevada who produced the series on air before the Bookworm Bunch and even the Cyber Chase came in. So, of course, the series unfortunately got canceled sometime later on for whatever reason. But of course, in 2017, a sequel series made which was called The Magic School Bus Rise Again. And to be honest, I'm not really a fan of that reboot. I really just didn't care for it, mainly because it was just not the same as we all loved the original as a young kid. So I guess I'm gonna sit there and, sit this and say right now that I actually really liked this show as a kid. I'm sure most of you guys probably have grown up with this show as a young kid. So, anyways, without babbling, I'm just gonna explain the plot. Now, Miss Frizzle, who is a teacher, voiced by Lily Tomlin, remarks on adventures with her class on her magic school bus as they journey through exciting field trips. They discover certain locations, creatures, time periods, and more to learn about the wonders of science along the way. Of course, we have certain characters, which is, Arnold Parlstein, who is, the butt monkey, I guess you could say, of Miss Frizzle's class, saying his usual line, "Oh, I wish I should have stayed home today." He literally says that in every episode, but I found it to be entertaining. Now we have Carlos Ramon, who basically is the comedian type of, character in the show, who basically puts up with random puns and random jokes that makes the cat class groan, as they're like, "Oh, Carlos." You basically would hear that a lot. Of course, we have the smart one of the group called Dorothy Ann, which that's the girl. She basically, is smart about certain things, saying, "According to my research, blank, blank, blank." Basically, she would say stuff like that. Now, Keisha, who's the other girl in Miss Frizzle's class, basically, when things, are about to not look good, she's like, "Oh, bad, oh, bad, bad, bad." And we also have Ralphie Tonelli, who is, the another for character in the show, who basically, every time when things, start going weird that Ralphie doesn't expect, he says stuff along the lines of, "Is it just me or is it blank?" He would say that catchphrase. Every single student of the show always has their own catchphrase when it comes to, certain, shows and that, and even certain episodes and certain situations. Like, we have also Phoebe, who is another student of Miss Frizzle's class. She always says stuff along the lines of, "At my old school, we never, or we did, or we didn't do," But, she basically just explains what they did or didn't do at her old school. Of course, we have Tim, who is another classmate of Miss Frizzle's, who basically, says the catchphrase, "We've been frizzled," or something. I'm not really sure. I haven't seen the show in, a long time. It's been, I guess you could say a couple of years since I've seen the original series. And we also have Wanda, who basically, says, "What are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? What are we gonna do?" Basically, that's a catchphrase she uses whenever things are not looking good. So, of course, we're going to explain in the early 1994, the Magic School Bus concept was made into an animated series by the name of Scholastic Entertainment, and it premiered on September 10th for the idea of the TV series. And, of course, a lot of kids really liked the idea. And, of course, this is actually very popular for being, played in schools and, certain classrooms. They also had, been released into the program. There was like certain, VHS tapes that were releases and DVDs within the episode points as the episode fades out, fades back in, and a series of commercials are shown. Yeah, a lot of that. Of course, the song "Ride on the Magic School Bus" was written by Peter Little and performed by Little Richard, who I'm guessing that he's alive still, or I can't really remember. No, wait a second. He died last year in last year in May of 2020. It's unfortunate, but he was a pretty good songwriter. And he did a lot of great songs in Magic School Bus and stuff. And it was, very very rare for, this for anyone right now to, sit there and, look at this. It's unfortunate that a lot of kids won't know, what this was like. So, of course, we have like really good actors, really good episodes, and etc. In the United States, this show was really popular for its airing, that it started airing on Canada and lots of other, certain channels. They have released this show, and it was really popular, to be honest. This one was a really popular, show back then. So, of course, they released some of them on VHS tapes, DVDs, and etc. Definitely have to say that a lot of these episodes were really good. Of course, with that being the case, and with that being said, unfortunately, with that being said, the newer one, this newer series, which was called Rides Again, in my opinion, is not as great as the original series were, mainly because, I could definitely say the kids were just not the same as the original, so that's the only thing. But of course, it did win, one result of a, award for outstanding performer, which was Lily Tomlin, who plays Miss Frizzle. But of course, they got nominated for other awards. Of course, there are some series of games of Magic School Bus, which was associated with some series. Of course, they released a Magic School Bus game in Nintendo DS, which was 10 years after the release of the last game. Only this game had a Nintendo platform. But, of course, I'm not going to talk about the rival series because it's just not the same, just to be completely honest. I did hear rumors saying there's going to be a live-action movie of, the Magic School Bus or something. It was announced that film adaptation was going to happen in June 25th. I'm not really sure if that is actually still happening or not. Maybe it is, but due to the pandemic, it probably won't happen for at least a while, but I really don't know. I just don't know, people. Of course, we're getting to the episodes for season 1, which was aired all on in 1994. The first episode is just basically gets lost in space, where Miss Frizzle takes, the class on a field trip to, the solar system, and just to show Janet that Miss Frizzle is not boring. Now, there is a creepypasta based on it, and it was a pretty popular one called the pilot episode, but I can't narrate it due to it being copyrighted, so yeah, that kind of sucks. But anyways, I'm just talking about the show right here, and we have one, because there's certain topics. When it comes to, certain episodes, they basically, talk about certain, certain topics, what the whole episode's trying to portray and, show. The first episode talks about the solar system, while episode 2 talks about digestive system. We have germs, which is one episode where Ralphie gets sick. We have, we also learn about the food chain, the habitats, decomposition. We also have and learned about the desert adaptation, the sound noises, the kitchen chemistry, forces, seeds, ants, and Weather. So basically, those are the episodes, are being discussed in season 1. And they actually did a really good job explaining, certain topics to kids. So then that way kids will be able to understand, certain things. Of course, there were a few times where there was some guest stars in, certain episodes. There's like certain guest stars that were not in the show were in, a certain episode. Because, it kind of like Sesame Street. They, if you remember, Sesame Street actually sit there and have some guest stars every now and then, celebrities mainly, but you could probably get the idea. Now we're moving on to season 2, which was aired in 1995. The first episode, well, mainly the episodes, I'm not going to explain the whole plots of each episode because it will take way too long, but there is certain episodes where I talk about certain stuff. So, like, we have volcanoes in one episode, Bonnie mechanics, dinosaurs. We have one talking about bats, butterflies, the water cycle, microbeads, engines. We also have flight, energy, space rocks, warm and cold-blooded animals. We also have the buoyancy or something. I can't really pronounce that, but those are like the episodes the show talked about in season 2, and I gotta be 100% honest that they actually had pretty interesting, concepts of episodes, and it's actually pretty well made in detail when it came to this when they came to season 2. Like I said, if you were a kid and you were probably shown these episodes of Magic School Bus when you were a young kid, like I remember I have, and to be honest, I actually really still like Magic School Bus to this day, even though the newer series are still going on. But yeah, I really do hope that the original series of Magic School Bus gets, well, put back on air, because it's just a really good episode. Well, not episode, but really good show. So we also have season 3 that was aired in 1996. We have certain topics for certain episodes. One episode talking about honeybees, one talking about the heat, spiders, structure, light, archaeology, color. We have one focused on migration. We have one on circulation, photosynthesis, rainforest ecology, erosion. I think that's how you pronounce it. We have one focus on recycling, which is the holiday special, which was at the very last episode of season 3. Now, of course, we have basically it talks, the episode, however, was I guess you could say it's a pretty special episode for a 1-hour episode during its original airing. Like, the first 30 minutes is the regular episode, and the second half is just behind the scenes of the look of the voice cast and stuff like that. Of course, the video release is also missing behind the scenes segment, which only features the 30-minute version of the synchronization. So that's basically the final episode. Now, the final episode of the Magic School Bus is the holiday special, which is basically a Christmas special for any of you who are wondering. And if you have not seen any of the Magic School Bus series, I highly recommend you check them out. You will not be disappointed once you look at them. So, of course, we have the final season called, season 4, that was made in 1997. The first episode we have, which talks about molecules, while the next episode talks about eggs, tidal zones, air pressure, the wetlands, cells. We have one that focuses on stars, gravity, smelling, electricity, computers. We also have one that focuses on city critters. And the final episode talks about the coral reef, which unfortunately we have not ever had another season or episode since then, which kind of really sucks, because I would really like that, if the episodes were, all in there. But I'm definitely have to say that I really do like how the all the episodes in the Magic School Bus went out. The characters were great. The concept was amazing, really well made in detail. I really do enjoy, the whole concept behind the Magic School Bus. Like, all the episodes of it were flat out beautifully well made, really amazing. The acting was perfect. everything was just, oh my goodness, it was just amazing. Sitting there and, watching your favorite show, like, I could watch all the episodes on DVD if I wanted to, if I had them, that is. But the only thing you could probably find them at Walmart on DVD, but you could also find, episodes of it on, YouTube, because here's the thing. Some episodes are kind of hard to find because YouTube takes them down for copyright, which kind of sucks, but I'm definitely have to say, I definitely highly recommend you check out the Magic School Bus if you have not done so. I will tell you now, you will not be disappointed once you take a look at the series. It's a pretty good series, really good, well made, it's beautifully written, really well done. Just absolutely love it. It actually provided a pretty good detail and concept. Everything about these episodes were just really well made in detail. So I definitely have to say that I really do find it to be, enjoyable. It's a pretty enjoyable concept for the show Magic School Bus, which I'm definitely not gonna lie, it's actually a pretty good, concept when you come to think of it. I really do remember watching Magic School Bus when I was younger, and I'm sure most of you guys have seen it, but if you have not seen the Magic School Bus, I highly recommend you check it out. You will not be disappointed, as it's a pretty good, concept for it. I definitely have to say, if you like Magic School Bus, I highly recommend you check it out. You will not be disappointed. It's really amazing, to be honest, while looking at this whole concept. It actually provided a pretty good detail and context to it. I really have to say, if you happen to, like Magic School Bus, then your childhood was awesome. And for those who have not seen it, you should go see it. It's really good. Okay, I guess I kind of, already wrap up kind of explained of it. So I guess I'm going to wrap up the review because there's not much for me to say. So with that being the case, and with that being said, I'm going to sit there and, wrap up the review. Now, I'm going to sit here and say this right now, that this is just simply my own personal opinion. And if you happen to disagree with me, that is fine too. We're all entitled to our own opinions regards to these, creepypastas. Well, it's not creepypasta, but like we're all entitled to our own opinions regards to this show. If you like the show, that's cool. If you don't like the show, that's understandable too. So anyways, with that being the case, and with that being said, what did you guys think about this show? Did you enjoy it? Did you not? And also, what we have done personally to help make this show a lot better? Feel free to leave me know what your thoughts are down in the comments section down below. I'm the Queen of Lions. Thank you so much for watching today's episode. If you happen to be brand new here on this channel, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, because I make brand new videos every single day. Don't forget to ring the notification bell to when I upload, so then you guys will not miss an upload. And as always, I'll catch you all in the next video. Bye-bye.